Hi, I'm Jennifer and this is Kate. Welcome back to our channel. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and so today we are taking the chance to sort through one last big bin of Catholic donated library books for 2023. As you know, we're church volunteer librarians and we are deciding, does the church want to keep, sell, or donate these books? We never know what we'll find inside.
So we're on to big bin number 11, and we are taking a bit of inspiration from Iceland, where they have a tradition on Christmas Eve of celebrating Jolabokaflod, which means book flood.
And that is the very fun tradition of everyone buying everyone new books to read on Christmas Eve. You get your new book, you get your hot chocolate or your tea, your fire going. Everyone cozies up on the couch and you just read books.
So we busted out a Starbucks gift card, we turned on our fire, and we are ready now for the book flood.
Okay, so in case you're wondering how the Jolabokaflod tradition got started, it goes all the way back to World War II in 1944 when Iceland became independent of Holland. So people were very excited, they wanted to celebrate, but just about everything was rationed except paper, so there were plenty of books.
And so books is what people gave each other for gifts that year, and then every year since. And there's now even a special book catalog that comes out in November, just so people can shop for these Christmas Eve books.
And we think this should be a mandatory tradition worldwide because doesn't it sound so great? They drink hot chocolate or sometimes they just eat chocolate. Hooray.
Or both.
Or both, right. And so anyway, if you would like to adopt this tradition for yourself, but you're wondering, what good Catholic books could I give this year? Maybe Big Bin number 11 can help you out. So let's take a look. Well, right on top, we have Vintage Mother Angelica. Straightforward solutions to life's puzzling problems. She looks so young there. But what a cool book right on top. We get a lot of Mother Angelica, so this is a good one.
This is Saints Budding Everywhere. Saints of the Season for Children, the Winter and Spring edition.
It looks a little worn. It looks
Yes.
a little wavy. I don't know if you can see that on the screen.
A little water damage in it.
Looks like saint stories.
Christmas 1982. Pictures. That's cool.
All right, next up, we have The Golden Door. Ooh, The Life of Catherine Drexel. So she was the millionaire heiress lady who became a nun and gave away all her money founding universities and hospitals and orphanages. Oh wow, it's by Catherine Burton. So this is a good find. Yeah, hooray. I could definitely start reading this on Christmas Eve with some hot chocolate and some chocolate bars or something. Cookies for Santa and Catherine Drexel.
Then it is The Search for Saint Therese, a study of the life, legend, the mystery of Saint Therese of Lisieux.
Ooh, that's one that we haven't heard of before, so that's a good find.
Yeah, nice.
The Search for Saint Therese, she's lost.
Probably just a study on her life, like it says.
Okay, next is a little copy of The Imitation of Christ. I'm endlessly fascinated how many different editions and sizes and volumes we get of this. This looks like a little pocket edition. Okay, well, there you go.
A busted edition.
Okay, it's going to take a miracle of Jesus to get this one going. All right, so this one's easy, recycle.
Yep.
Okay, oh, it's got some
Sadly,
fine pictures from the 1970s.
The Woman in Orbit. Oh, okay.
That
There's
sounds
no
intriguing.
context.
The Woman in Orbit.
It was written by a sister. So,
Is that
Sister Minetta Lamberty. Mary's Feast Every Day, Everywhere. May 3rd, Our Lady of Hasnagora.
okay? So yeah, that's
and
really cool.
some vintage postcards.
Is that American Girl?
No,
No, oh no, it's
they're
not.
cute.
It's just vintage postcards. Here you go, one. Here you go, two. Again, we never know what we'll find, so that's kind of fun. Set those aside.
And this literally looks like a feast of Our Lady for every day of the year.
She does have a lot of feast days. You go, Blessed Mother. Next up is The Power and the Glory by Graham Greene. I have never read this one, but recently I've seen it on several lists of must-read Catholic fiction books. So let us know in the comments, have you read The Power and the Glory? Should it make the all-time must-read Catholic fiction list? So this one comes with some interesting notes inside the front cover and a drawing of a car.
Okay, someone was born in class.
Okay.
Let's see. Confirming Faith, the participant book.
Oh my goodness, that looks like an ancient confirmation
like a workbook.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a picture
with the Knights of Columbus.
Okay, can't go wrong with that. Picture looks familiar. I don't know. Have we had that before? I'm not sure. Maybe
Approved
some
by
of
the
you
Knights.
out there have used that. I don't know. All right, here we have This is Rome, a pilgrimage in word and pictures conducted by Fulton Sheen. Wouldn't you have loved to go on a pilgrimage through Rome with Fulton Sheen? That's all I'm saying right there. Wow. Pictures, commentary, it looks like. How much fun is that? Oh gosh. Here he is in the pulpit of St. Clement. Wow, that was a find. It is from 1960. Around a while.
There's a lot of really old books in here.
Yeah, this seems to be more
More
of a
than normal.
vintage.
Catholic shrines in the United States and Canada.
Ooh, yeah. That one might put you to sleep on Christmas Eve. Not really, but it might be, just reading about shrine after shrine after shrine.
Right.
And probably it looks like it's not the most up-to-date book either.
But it could be really
But it
interesting
could be really
in moderation.
interesting. Yeah, just like maybe one shrine a day. Ration out your shrines.
Yes. Pictures of all the different shrines.
Cool.
So,
I wonder if it has Saint Andre Bisset's shrine, the shrine of Saint Joseph, the oratory in there. It probably does. The Rebel Nun. Rebel Nun and Swastika.
there's a combo.
There's a combination. Mother Maria, a Russian aristocrat, a socialist leader, a plotter against Trotsky, a divorce, a nun, a concentration camp martyr. I don't know. That sounds pretty good, actually. It looks like it was written maybe in the 70s or 80s. Oh, 1965. I wonder if it's a true story. There are some pictures.
Maybe.
I don't know. I wonder if one of these guys is Trotsky. Which one is the plotter, the aristocrat?
The Rite of Marriage binder.
Oh my goodness. So, who is this for? Is this for someone getting married, or is it?
Is this a priest?
Is this what has the order of marriage in it, the sacrament?
I don't know.
The order of the Mass? I don't know. Yeah, because it says prayer after communion. So,
didn't we get the funeral rite or something?
We got
in our
the
last
funeral
one?
rite. I just saw a tail coming down the stairs.
How do we keep getting these things?
I know. He was holding on to this, and I finally decided I don't need this anymore, so I'll just give it to the church library. Who knows? Okay. Here's one called The Big Story. I have no idea. Very interesting.
Here's a drink of water.
Yeah. The Big Story. It looks like short and sweet. The story of how God loves us. Oh, and in different colors.
Even better.
Yeah. Oh.
Kingdom of Happiness. Living the Beatitudes in Everyday Life.
Wait a minute.
The study guide.
I think we had one like that in our last bin. People are unloading this one. I wonder why, because the study sounds really good.
Nobody did their homework.
No one did their homework. That looks like a brand new copy right there.
You don't want to learn about the Beatitudes. That's not my fault.
Okay. Heaven Starts Now, Becoming a Saint Day by Day by Father John Ricardo. Wow, he was just at our church in November, I think it was, and he gave a talk. Oh my goodness, so good, so good. So, wow, this one I'm sure the church will want to add to the library because we just had him as a speaker, and I'm sure he has lots of inspiring things to say.
Well, okay. John Paul II. John Paul II's visit to Detroit in 1987. That was extraordinarily hard to read off the cover.
It came with a fancy clear case that it was in. But I'm just thinking, someone from Detroit must have emptied out their library because Father John Ricardo is also from up that way. But our gain, thank you whoever donated these. That's a really cool John Paul II. I like that picture you see online of John Paul holding the koala, and it says, "You'll never be as cool as John Paul II holding a koala cool." All right, now we have angels, 30 full color cards to keep or send. So here you go.
Wait.
You're going, oh, actually it's got some nice pictures. Maybe if your plan is to send more handwritten notes in the new year. Actually, these look like not like, foofy, silly angels, but this looks like classic artwork. Serious angels, artwork angels. So that's really cool. We're art lovers here, so I don't know, that's kind of neat. We don't get many postcards.
Some magazines, the Priest magazines, the Priests of September 11th, 2001.
Ooh, that actually could be interesting.
The Ad That Made a Missionary, among other things, and Pope John Paul II on the Mystery of the Assumption.
They look like they've never been read. So priests are busy. We'll cut them some slack there.
Oh.
But yeah, okay. So, well, it's good to know priests have their own magazine. They can just kick back and relax reading about other priests.
Yeah. These magazines are almost as old as I am. These are the edition from August, September, October of 2006.
Wow. Yeah. So
we always find like the communists or some tragedy in these bins, and it's
we've
not
got
today.
The rebel nun right here. The communists, the socialists, they're all in this book. Okay, I've been looking at this one. Blessed Joseph Pignatelli of the Society of Jesus, a great leader in crisis. Again, another vintage book. I have no idea who he is. Oh, he lived at the time of Napoleon. Napoleon, was not on board with organized religion. He took the Pope prisoner and stuff. So I'm sure this guy lived through some pretty severe persecutions, the French Revolution, all that.
Some John Bosco, just because.
Because who doesn't love a drop-in by John Bosco? Now, I know you're dying to find out what happened to Blessed Joseph Pignatelli. So if we read it, we'll report back.
Homilies for the 2004 liturgical year.
Okay, so
this book is listening.
Let's take a moment to talk about, if you have this book at home, don't donate it to your church library because these are homilies from 2004. The world's a different place. I don't know. I just don't know what to say. We get a lot of things like this, which they were good in their time. They were wonderful in their time. That time is past. It's time to just let these go. Recruiting for Christ by Godfrey Poge, CP. Must be about evangelizing. What is a religious vocation? How can it be detected, boys and girls? I had to get out my religious vocation detector. Sorry, Kate. Oh, how funny. Okay, so basically it is about how to help people know if they're having a vocation or not. It looks really good. It says on the front that he has a lot of stories that are funny. And yes, I can tell just by looking at this book that it's going to be funny. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have to read this book for sure. Stay tuned for more about that.
Then we have a little prayer book box. A tiny little book of prayers. The Key of Heaven is what it's called.
It looks old.
Yeah. A manual of approved prayers.
When you don't have a lot of space and you want prayers on the go. Okay.
I guess.
That's pretty gilt edges.
Yeah.
Then we have one that looks bright and shiny and new. Crossing the Threshold of Hope by John Paul II. Okay, I've seen a lot of copies of that book, but take a look at this. Totally gilt edge. Looks like leather bound.
It's pretty.
Pretty. Wow. The copy of this book that I read was not this nice. But wow, yeah, it's got a ribbon.
Buddha?
That's a really nice copy. Definitely this might have to go back to the church library. We probably can swap it out for an old sad copy that's on our shelf.
Kateri Chekawitha, Mohawk Maid.
Wow.
All right.
Looks like a biography.
Vision books.
Oh, it's from Vision. Oh, that was
1958.
Wow. I wonder if that's a first edition Vision book. Oh, the illustrations. Those would not fly nowadays.
No.
But oh, how funny. Wow, that's really cool. I don't know if that will go in the church library just because I know we have another copy that's probably more sturdy than this.
Yeah. This one's copyright to 1958. First printing, 1958.
First edition, wow. I'm not really familiar with, the world of first editions and how that affects the costs or anything, but we're learning all the time.
This could definitely be worth something, though.
Yeah, it could be first edition. All right, Parents' Role in Vocations, another one by Godfrey Poage. We had this one, Recruiting for Christ, getting the parents involved. Looks like another good book of wisdom. Probably a lot of his advice is timeless. So, well, he wouldn't talk about electronics and all the temptations that our kids have now. So it looks like also some parenting advice from him circa 1959.
Okay, well, to go along with the rite of marriage, we have courtship and marriage.
Okay.
Happiness in the home.
All right. So you get through this one, and then you get...
Once you read this one,
and if everything checks out, you
can move on to that one.
You can move on to this one. There you go.
And then if it all really works out well, you can move on to the parenting
There you
books.
go. And then you get to the parents' role in vocations. It's a cycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We've got you covered.
Got you covered. Alrighty then. Oh, How to Handle Worry, a Catholic Approach by Marshall J. Cook. I'm just saying, that could be helpful for just about anyone. Oh, and somebody left us their budget with their home heating costs and who to contact. And what about the Football Hall of Fame? Oh.
And a list of people.
Okay. I wonder if this is football players here.
No.
Would these names be in the Football Hall of Fame? Marland, Dunn, Molesky, Herbert? I don't know. Well, anyway. But aside from that, this looks like it could be helpful. So I'm going to check and see if we already have this in the church library or not. It doesn't look too recent, but not too old either. 2007, but worry never goes out of style, so classic wisdom maybe.
Worry doesn't change
too much. Next we have a duo of books. I'm going to give one to Kate to hold up.
No thanks.
The Life of Anne Catherine Emmerich, volumes 1 and 2. So she had visions of the life of Jesus and Mary, a fascinating story. Now I know our church was just, some spinal issues here. Our church just received a leather-bound copy. Someone donated a very beautiful copy, so I know that these are going to be up for grabs. And they're not bad copies. They have some highlighting, some underlining. But if you've never read anything by her, oh my goodness, fascinating. She was the one who saw Mary's house in Ephesus in a vision, and then later on, archaeologists used her information to actually go and locate a house and a well there that is thought to be Mary's house, where she lived with St. John.
Okay, so going along with the whole marriage theme, we now have successful fathers. These subtle but powerful ways fathers mold their children's characters.
I think that's a classic book. Is Stenson the author?
Stenson, yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic one. A lot of people, that's their go-to, bare bones, do this, be a good Catholic dad. So successful
We
fathers.
could sell like the marriage package.
Yeah,
out of
the
here.
marriage.
Marriage and family.
Yeah. Psalter of Jesus and Mary, a scriptural rosary according to the Psalms and Proverbs. A nice little book with pictures, reflections on the rosary. We get a lot of books like this, and we wind up just giving them away. We have a free shelf at the library and even a basket of just stuff like this. So I'm just saying, like, no one ever seems to take anything, though. That the contents never seem to go down, which I don't understand because, I don't know, I think these are just beautiful and so helpful. So, I don't know. Well, here's another one.
They're there if people want them. We have Fulton Sheen, Life is Worth Living.
Another vintage. Yes.
Fulton Sheen.
We've had more than one copy of vintage one of this. So they're out there.
Bound.
They just keep showing up. Fulton Sheen wants to be heard. He wants to become a saint. I'm not sure what's going on with his canonization. It just seems to be stalled out.
For some reason.
He's saying, don't forget me. I can still help you out. Here I am.
The old paper.
Oh gosh, remember when, if you're old like I am, you had to put these on your books in junior high? Yeah, the official
diagram.
Takes me back to the day. Then Outlines of the Catholic Faith. Again, we get a lot of copies of this donated. A few years ago, one of our priests recommended this, and everyone went out and bought a copy. And you can read it pretty quickly, but I have to say, it is excellent. If you just want a quick and dirty overview of the Catholic faith, go for this book. It's really good.
Inside the Passion, an insider's look at the Passion of the Christ.
Oh, it's about the movie.
Yeah, it's like forward by Mel Gibson.
Okay.
So I was like, this is about the movie.
Yeah, I saw the picture in there. There are some pictures. That looks familiar. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I got my January Magnificat in the mail a few days ago, and if you flip it over, it says Lent, Lent 2024. I'm like, what the heck? It's Advent. It's the third Sunday of Advent. Why are you doing this? Just no. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that could be an interesting read if you really love the movie.
Yeah. Some people watch The Passion of the Christ every year during Holy Week. So let us know down in the comments if you're one of those people.
We're not.
But yeah,
I saw it once.
We
I'm
saw
good
it
for
once,
life.
Right. When we went to see it at church, there was a man in the audience eating donuts through the whole thing. I'm like, I'll never ever forget that. Okay. All right. We're getting towards the end here. Mother of Christ, Mother of the Church, documents on the Blessed Virgin Mary. That could be really helpful. From Pauline Media. So defining the dogma of the Immaculate Conception, the month of May. It's got documents from all different popes.
It's probably compiled.
It's compiled. It has John Paul II, Pope Paul VI, Vatican II. This would be, I think, a really good resource for anyone wanting to really dig deep into Marian theology.
Come here. We have the New St. Joseph Sunday Missal. Nice
in
a box.
And it looks brand new.
Yeah.
The new St. Joseph's
The
Missal.
new.
Oh gosh.
St.
Aren't these expensive?
Here they are.
Wow. It's the complete edition.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Totally new.
Not totally new because
Here he is again.
Joseph in there. Fulton Sheen
again
popping up. Okay,
he will not go away.
We need to pray for Fulton Sheen's canonization. He's trying to send some type of message, or maybe he's just saying, you girls need a lot of help. Just let me know and I'll be right there. And at the very bottom of the bin, we have The Art of Loving God by St. Francis de Sales. Okay, again, this looks brand new. I just listened to a story in some of our Advent reading about how when he first started to try evangelizing, he had to spend the night in a tree because he had no place to stay, and he had to tie himself to the branches so he didn't fall out. And then in the morning, it was so cold outside that he was like so frozen he couldn't untie himself from the tree, and someone had to cut him out. I mean, it was really interesting. I had no idea. So he was trying to win back Protestants. He did not have it easy at all. So The Art of Loving God, including tying yourself to a tree.
Apparently.
Okay. So you can't see her, but Pagan Cat is in here just taking a look at all the religious books, and now she just walked away.
You might be able to see a tail.
Yeah,
but
she's not having any of
she's
that.
looking for her cat.
And the parochial vicar is taking his daily nap. Okay.
Surprisingly, I thought he would be all over this.
Yeah, well, he just got done climbing the Christmas tree. If you can see our Christmas tree, it is all non-breakable ornaments. Yeah.
Which is all the ornaments I made and my brother made in elementary school.
Like the felt kind,
Yeah.
the foam kind. We're having a retro, vintage Christmas, a throwback.
Yeah.
But it's fine, we're just enjoying every day as it comes. So there were definitely some fun books in this bin, but which ones should we read on Christmas Eve? Help us decide. Contestant number 1, Recruiting for Christ, about sniffing out vocations. Or
The Golden Door on St. Catherine Drexel.
Or on Christmas Eve, during our book flood, should we tour Rome with Fulton Sheen?
Or should we go be a rebel with this nun?
Okay, so pick out one for me and one for Kate, and then let us know down in the comments which one we should read.
So, all in all though, that was Big Bin number 11, like the vintage edition. Lots of old books in here.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and we want to take this opportunity to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful celebration of the birth of our Lord.
So we hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.